I get that we are constantly creating technology and frameworks to communicate faster. That is not always good. How many times are we miscommunicating, and how many times is speed of communication the thing that's robbing us of that accuracy and that speed? Hey everybody, welcome to the Leader Lab. This is Leadership Shorts, quick thoughts to help you level up your leadership. My name is Chad Wright. I'm the founder of Forward Partners, and I'm joined, as always, by my partner in podcasting, Emily Gray Steele. Emily, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about a phrase.
Okay.
The phrase, slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Often attributed to the Navy SEALs. Obviously, they use this concept in combat, but how can we use it for communication?
For communication, slow is smooth and smooth is fast is often used in training when they think about firing a weapon, right? If they do it slowly, they're going to do it smoothly. The smoother that is, the more accurate the fire, right? If you're going to put some rounds down range, the more of those that hit, the faster you're going to get to move to the next step.
Right.
And so that concept applies in terms of movement in combat and on the field and with accuracy.
Right.
I think the way this applies to communication is we almost need to train with our words with the same concept. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
So choosing the more accurate words.
Choosing more accurate words and really choosing speed sometimes. So if we can communicate a little more slowly, it's going to be smoother. There's going to be less miscommunication, which means it's actually going to be faster.
That makes sense.
One of the things we talk about all the time with personality is modifying the way you communicate to fit the person across from you, which sounds exhausting. That sounds like that is so much work to say, okay, there are 4 people in my group. How do I need to communicate?
They each communicate in 4 different ways.
4 different ways. That sounds like a lot of work. And it is a lot of work. Absolutely. It's going to slow us down to do that work. It is so much less work than going in behind the scenes and fixing all of the problems that come up with miscommunication.
Yes.
Because when we're not accurate with our words, when we are not truly heard, and when we're creating those problems, some of those problems get severe.
Yeah.
Almost all the communication problems from miscommunication end up being hurt feelings, lack of productivity. We don't know what we're doing. We're not on the same page. That actually slows us down.
And then you have to unwind
so
all
much.
of that, and that's
Yes.
a whole other...
And that takes time, money, energy,
Yep.
all these different things that are limited resources that we don't have enough of anyway.
Right.
But because we didn't want to slow down in our communication to make sure it's smooth, to make sure it's accurate, we're not moving as fast as we think.
Right, because before you do anything, that seems slower, right? That seems like it's going to take more time.
It absolutely does.
It's a little
Yes. It absolutely does. And the reality is, though, that if we can truly slow down communication, and listen, I get that we are constantly creating technology and frameworks to communicate faster. That is not always good. If I have something that needs to be taken care of and it's an in-person conversation and I go, I don't have time for that, I'm just going to text Emily. And
It's
text
more
you.
convenient.
It's so much more convenient just to text you and say, I need you to do this, go. But then if it doesn't land right, or if text is not your form of communication, or if I word it badly, I'm not considering you at all.
Right, because it's already quick. So you're like, I'm just going to type as few words as
Yes.
possible.
And if those words hit you the wrong way, now this thing I've sent you to do, there's a chance you don't do it.
Well, I don't want to do it.
Exactly. There's a chance you don't do it at all.
Yeah.
There's a chance you don't do it accurately and well. There's a chance you don't do it with excellence. You don't do it as fast as you
Or
need
I've
to.
missed a part of it that was my
There is
vital.
so much. And now imagine that happening thousands of times across your organization over the course of a week. How many times are we miscommunicating, and how many times is speed of communication the thing that's robbing us of that accuracy and that speed? When we go fast with that communication, it's no longer smooth.
Well, and who's annoyed, right? When you have to say it like 12 times. Didn't they hear me the first time?
Yes.
Well, they maybe didn't.
Yeah. And so really, and when we think about smooth, we talk all the time about steadiness in leadership. How can we remain steady? We don't go up here and blow up when there's a problem. We also don't collapse in a pool of tears.
Right.
We are steady across the board. We can give even responses.
Yeah.
That requires intentionality, and it requires slowing down. It requires making sure we're genuinely heard. And so I love this idea: slow is smooth and smooth is fast. It absolutely applies to combat. I don't think the Navy SEALs would use this if it didn't. It definitely applies to communication. It applies to the directions we're heading and the things we want to do. If we will genuinely slow down and ensure that communication is happening, it's going to be smoother. And even though it's slower, that smoothness, that steadiness creates speed in the long run. And that's what we're after. So leader, slow down. It's going to be smoother. I promise you it's going to be faster. All right. I love this. It's such a simple idea, but I love being able to dig into that and really find some things that work for us. If people have other ideas like this or quotes or anything they want to send us, where do they send that to?
To lab@forwardpartners.net.
Lab@forwardpartners.net. If they want to find us on the socials, where we are putting out every single thing we can to help leaders grow, where do they find that?
@ForwardPartner.
@ForwardPartner, all the major socials. Thank you for the conversation today. John, thank you for producing Wilco Workspaces. Thank you for the partnership. We will see you next time right here in the Leader Lab for Leadership Shorts. Boom.